Hey, welcome to the class of Tuesday Night Beer School, starring me, Chad, of Chad's Beer Reviews. Thanks for joining. Only 12 days left till Christmas, so I figured what better time than to actually get to the Christmas beer style, better known as a 30C winter seasonal beer. You know what, let's jump right in here. So winter seasonal beers are beers that suggest cold weather and the Christmas holiday season and may include holiday spices, whatever that means, specialty sugars, and other products that are reminiscent of the festive season. Overall impression, a stronger, darker spice beer that often has a rich body and warming finish, suggesting a good accompaniment for the cold winter season. Well, not here in Florida. It's like 80 degrees out. Comments. Using the sensory profile of products that suggest the holiday season, such as Christmas cookies, gingerbread, English-type Christmas pudding, rum cakes, eggnog, evergreen trees, potpourri, or mulling spices, balanced with a supportive, often malty, warming, and darker base beer. The description of the beer is critical for evaluation. Judges should think more about the declared concept than trying to detect each individual ingredient. Balanced drinkability and the execution of this theme are the most important deciding factors. History. The winter holiday season is a traditional time when old friends get together where beer of somewhat higher alcohol content and richness is served. Many breweries offer seasonal products that may be darker, stronger, spiced, or otherwise more characterful than their year-round beers. Spice versions are an American or Belgian tradition, since English or German breweries traditionally do not use spices in their beer. Many American craft examples were inspired by Anchor, our special ale, first produced in 1975. Spoiler. Characteristic ingredients. Spices are required. Required. I'm going to say that again. Required. And often include those evocative of the Christmas season, for example, allspice, nutmeg, cinnamon, cloves, ginger. But any combination is possible and creativity is encouraged. Fruit peel, for example, orange, lemon, may be used, as may subtle additions of other fruits, often dried or dark fruit. Flavorful adjuncts are often used, for example, molasses, treacle, invert sugar, brown sugar, honey, maple syrup. Usually ales, although stronger dark lagers exist. Entry instruction. Well, that's for if we're doing a homebrewing competition. We don't really need that. Vitals. So all this stuff will vary depending on the underlying base beer. ABV is generally above 6%, and most examples are somewhat dark in color. Commercial examples: Anchor Christmas Ale, Great Lakes Christmas Ale, Harpoon Winter Warmer, Rogue Santa's Private Reserve. I don't know if they make that anymore. 𝗓𝓙𝓒 Christmas Ale, Trogs the Mad Elf. And of course, I got what they mentioned. Is Anchor Christmas Ale, or is it Anchor our special ale, or is it Merry Christmas and Happy New Year Ale? By the way, so you can see this is the 2022 edition, just came out, even has a bottling date on the back. By the way, I just checked Anchor's website. Look at this. Look at this. They haven't updated it in 2 years. This is anchorbrewing.com, unless, this is some kind of pirate, fake website or something. But come on, Anchor. You haven't updated this in 2 years? Are you guys still locked in from COVID? What's going on here? That's really disappointing. Although, actually, if I scroll down here, they say, so first brewed 1975, malt, hops, dry hops, all that stuff. It'll say top secret. So they don't really say which spices and hops and malts are in the beer. So, you just have to kind of guess. But since the bJCP says that this is, one of the commercial examples of style, and probably the progenitor of the style, much like Anchor Steam Beer is the progenitor of the California Common style, I guess you could call this the first, or at least the first American Christmas beer. I'm sure the Belgian and Germans and British have hundreds of years of Christmas brewing tradition ahead of us. So, as always, we start with aroma, not appearance. Let's dive in here. Yeah, I would say I'm getting a spiciness on here first. Almost like pine trees. Definitely, yeah, kind of piney. Although it could be hops. I'm getting definitely kind of darker malts. I would not call it roasty or toasty. It's more like almost kind of Belgian-y, like that it's kind of fruity. So almost get molasses or plum, fig, date, raisin, something like that. It's actually not all that. Oddly enough, I'm pointing out all these ingredients, but the actual intensity of the beer just doesn't really seem that high. Right, so let's go to the specs for aroma. Malty. Whoops, I should probably do this. Here we go. Malty, spicy, fruity, and balanced. I agree. Yeah, it's pretty malty, definitely spicy. Well, yeah, I did say, dried fruits, not so much like, fruits, like fresh fruits. A wide range is possible as long as it evokes the holiday theme. The declared ingredients and concept set the expectation. Fruit is often dark or dried in character. Okay. Hops are often subtle. I'm not sure if it's hops that I'm getting here or they're actually using, spruce tips or something. Alcohol is often present but smooth and supportive. Malty and sugary aromas tend to be greater in the balance to support the spices. The components should be well integrated and create a coherent presentation. See flavor section for spice malt. Yeah, okay. All right, so how are we going to score this one? It was good. It wasn't great. Well, I'm going to go 9 out of 12 for this one. Appearance, it probably looks black or like super dark brown on camera. Check my Instagram. You'll see the picture that I took. It's definitely a brown, slight burgundy, big frothy tan beige foam. The foam's basically the same color as the label. And it's still, I poured this like maybe not 20 minutes ago, but I poured it a while ago and the head's still sticking around. Yeah, so I think you can get a idea that this is a real dark brown color. As far as I'm trying to see it looks a little hazy, but that doesn't really bother me. I think it looks good. Let's check the specs. Not aroma. Appearance: medium amber to very dark brown color. Yeah, I'd probably put it very dark brown. Darker versions are more common, clear if not opaque, which means if you can't see through it, you should be able to see through it. Usually clear, although dark versions may be virtually opaque, well-formed, persistent off-white to tan head. Yeah. All right, so that is banging on all cylinders for appearance. So I'm going to go the full 3 out of 3 on that. All right, flavor. All right, so let's dive in here. Happy Christmas, Happy Christmas and Merry New Year's. Then cheers. All right. Well, it looks like the taste is actually quite different from the aroma. The first thing I notice is ginger. It's definitely, I wouldn't call it a ginger bomb like the Hardywood from the last 2 days. But yeah, that ginger is, I would say, of all the spices and additives that are in here, it's probably the ginger that's making the most noise. Maybe a little nutmeg. I don't pick up on cinnamon on here. This seems like, because to me cinnamon seems like a little bit more sweet. That's like the pumpkin beer kind of spice. Nutmeg and ginger are actually like spicy spices. They're actually like kind of like a drying sensation. I mentioned molasses or some kind of sugary invert sugar or something like that. If it's in there, it's not really adding much as far as flavor. Yeah, so ginger, real faint, maybe caramel or treacle, maybe like I said, molasses. There is, like I said on the aroma, that kind of almost Belgian-y fruit character. The dried fruits, like plum, raisin, fig, date, stuff like that. Those are all there. It's almost like the same kind of taste as Belgian candy syrup, but without the Belgian yeast, if that makes sense. I would not call it sweet at all, really. Malty, yes, but not like sweet. So like the Hardywood, that was sweet because they're adding straight up vanilla and honey and other flavorings in there. This strikes me as probably an American brown or an American amber ale, at least as far as like the malt base. The hops are quite different though. I'm definitely getting, especially in the aftertaste, piney, resiny hops. So probably Cascade, maybe Chinook. And of course, the point of judging specialty beers compared to like classic styles is you're not supposed to guess what spices and flavor ingredients and all that are in here. I'm just doing that, for the show. If I'm judging this, blind, I have no idea which spices are in here, and I'm going by, what they say. Is this beer evocative of Christmas? Is it evocative of winter, winter weather, just the holiday season in general? And I would say yes. So when you think Christmas beers, when you think winter beer, this is probably one of the ones you think of. Well, if you're in the United States, if you're in other countries, let me know in the comments which beers which beer is like the go-to Christmas or winter beer in your country or your region. All right, flavor: malty, spicy, fruity, and balanced. I would agree with all those. Allow for brewer creativity in meeting the theme objective. Yep. Warming or sweet spice is common. Yep. Rich, sweet, malty flavors are common and may include caramel, toast, nutty, or chocolate flavors. Yeah, I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't call it like, I would definitely not call it rich, and I certainly wouldn't call it decadent. Slightly sweet, yes. And like I said, more malty than, it's like when I think sweet, I think like sugar. Caramel, a little. Toast, maybe a little. Nutty, yeah, a little. Nutty. Chocolate, oddly enough, I really don't get any chocolate on here. May include a dried fruit or dried fruit peel flavors such as raisin, plum, fig, cherry, orange peel, or lemon peel. Yeah, so I get those first three. I do not get cherry. I don't get any citrus on here. May include distinctive sugar flavors like molasses, honey, or brown sugar. Yeah, I think there is maybe a little molasses or brown sugar in here, something like that. Again, you're not supposed to guess what's in here. It's supposed to, if it gives you, basically, if it insinuates that those flavors are there, then you assume that they are there. The special ingredients should be supportive and balanced, not overshadowing the base beer. Bitterness and hop flavor are usually restrained to not interfere with special character. Usually finishes rather full and satisfying, often with a light alcohol flavor. I would agree. Yeah, there is real faint. I forgot to mention that. I mean, 7.2, real faint alcohol in here. So, I mean, unless like you're a real lightweight or a craft beer newbie, you're probably not even going to notice it. Roasted malt characteristics are rare and not usually stronger than chocolate. Yeah, I agree. I said there was no real roasted character in here. All right, so I wasn't crazy about the flavor, or I wasn't crazy about the aroma, but the flavor is on point. So I'm gonna go pretty high on the flavor. I think it's 17 or 18. I'm gonna go 17 for now. Let's talk about the mouthfeel. I didn't mention that. I'd probably call it medium full. It's definitely not full bodied. 7.2, it's pretty strong, but it's not super strong. I would not consider that imperial strength. I just consider that, strong American beer. Yeah, so mouthfeel, I would say medium to medium full, somewhere between those two. Carbonation, probably medium. The texture is, I would call it, fairly smooth, fairly creamy, but is nowhere near the Hardywood gingerbread from the last 2 days. Like, that was just straight up like milkshake or carbonated syrup. This is, I would say it's very smooth, slightly warming. Drinkability on this is, for me, it's, pretty easy. And this is the kind of beer that you would want to have with Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, Hanukkah dinner, something like that, or just basically as an evening nightcap. This is something you would watch or drink while you're watching TV. You would watch the beer while you're drinking TV. Yeah, so nice, comfortable, easy drinking mouthfeel. I like it. How should it actually drink? Let's see. Body is usually medium to full, often with a malty chewiness. Moderately low to moderately high carbonation. So that's a wide range on the CO2. Age character allowable, warming alcohol allowable. Yeah, but I mean, it is right there as far as mouthfeel. So I'm going to go the full 5 out of 5 on mouthfeel. Overall impression, it's really good. It's not the best vintage of this beer I've ever had, but I mean, it's there to spec for the most part. So I'm going to go solid 8 out of 10. So that gives us a total score of 42. Anything over 40 is usually, pretty world class or excellent. And actually they say up to 44 is excellent. Outstanding is 45 and above. I couldn't honestly go that high, but yeah, for spec, it's right there. So I would say classic example, flawless. I don't know if I'd say flawless. Well, I mean, it's not like I'm getting diacetyl or anything on here. All right, so as far as technical merit, yeah, flawless. But I wouldn't call it wonderful. I would call it very good. All right, so yeah, I would agree with my score. I'm not going to change that. I mean, I'd bump it 1 or 2 points in either direction, but it's not going to really change the way that I feel or the actual rating. So there you go, 42 out of 50 for the 2022 Anchor Holiday Ale I still don't know if it's Christmas ale, our special ale, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year ale, whatever it is. It's a good beer. And this is a good one to judge if you want to judge the winter spice or the winter seasonal beer style. If you're interested in judging, becoming a beer judge, check out the other beer reviews or the other entries in this playlist in the Tuesday Night Beer School. If you have requests for a style that you want me to review, let me know in the comments. I don't know if we're going to do a show next week. I think I'm going to be out of town. So I would have to pre-record it, or although I think it'd be kind of pointless to do, like a Munich lager, like so close to Christmas or something, All right. So as always, if you watch all the way in, you're awesome. Thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. All right. Have a good holiday, everybody. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews.
Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.